Hey everybody, it's me, Bae Le Stray. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be interviewing Say Kevvie. So let's go ahead and jump into it. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing so good. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous, just as great as you look.
Thank you. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited.
And you know a thing or two about making good TV. You were on season 1 of Camp Wannakiki.
I
And
was.
how was that experience like?
Oh my gosh, Camp Wannakiki. It was life-changing. I mean, they took this fat little trans girl and sent me into the middle of nowhere, into the woods, and expect me to go kayaking and jumping across freaking rivers and oh my gosh, it was terrifying like the whole time, but it was also so much fun.
It all looked like so much fun. And you mentioned that it was a life-changing. Do you want to elaborate on that and explain how it did change your life and even if it did change your drag at all?
Well, Camp Wannakiki definitely changed my drag because I don't know if you noticed, but I was sort of totally the most hated queen of the season. And I brought it as hard as I could. I had the tallest heels, the longest nails. Like, I did everything I could to present my best self, and they hated it anyway. So I was like, I don't need to follow all of these arbitrary rules that they set if they're not going to like it anyway. I'm just going to go out there in my freaking Converse and bald nails and haven't padded since who knows when. It's just, I don't need those rules. I'll do my own thing.
Yes, absolutely. I love your drag, and you were the only queen I actually knew before Camp Wannakiki, before it aired. When I saw the season
Aww.
cast, I was like, "Oh my god, I've seen that girl on Instagram."
Oh, yay.
And that experience, you bonded with a lot of the girls there. Do you hold any sisterhood still with those girls?
Oh, definitely. I'm still close with all of my Chicago sisters, Alexis and Muffy, Olasia. Love all of them to death. And surprisingly, a lot of the season 2 cast I'm really tight with as well. Like Debbie Fox, Xenon TV, and Carly Unitem Clyde and Kitty Litter. Oh, we're just a big old family.
Yes, it is a big old family, and we know some things can happen between family. On Camp Wannakiki, was there any like fights on the scene, or was everybody just getting along, or was there a little tension?
Okay, so here's the thing. I went into the mentality was that I was ready to be the vixen of Camp Wannakiki. The vixen is like one of my favorite queens ever, a huge, incredible activist. And when she was on that show, she didn't take any shit. Anything that was an issue, she addressed it. She called that out. And I was ready. I brought that energy. But the Sugar Bakers made it a thing. They really wanted no drama on the show at all. And I was like, well, then what am I gonna do? But the campers, we got along so well while we were there. The only drama that really happened was with the camp counselors themselves. I mean, they're two very big personalities and they're twins. So they were butting heads just constantly. Yeah, and whenever when they weren't forgetting their lines, they were arguing about how they were going to film this or that or the other. And we were all just standing there waiting to film our take. listening to them bicker on and on and on. It was just so funny.
But you did mention that activism is a big part of your platform, and that's something that you look up to in drag, and that's one thing that you'd like to express. But another thing that you are known for and that you speak loud about is body positivity. Do you want to explain that platform and how did you go about that journey?
Sure. Yeah. So growing up, I had a very poor relationship with my body. And I was very ashamed of how I looked and just really struggled with that kind of stuff. Then after I was in drag for a while, I started to think to myself how there isn't really any representation of people like me in the media or anywhere. So I was like, okay, if I don't see the change, I have to be the change. So then I started to show off my body a little bit more in drag. I padded less. I started wearing more revealing things. And it terrified me at first, just exposing myself that way and being so vulnerable. But it was really well received. And as I went on, I became more and more comfortable and I became a lot more confident with it. And pretty soon I loved myself and how I looked and what I represented.
Self-love is a big key, a
Mm.
big component to really happiness in general. And you mentioned your transition on Camp Wannakiki. Do you have a message for anyone going through a similar experience that you may have been going through?
Sure. So when I first started transitioning, I held off on medically transitioning for several years because of RuPaul. Because she had made it very clear that she didn't give a fuck about trans people and she didn't want them on her platform. And I was worried that if I ever wanted to have a career in drag, I needed to I needed to have a male body or else I would never be able to go anywhere. And my advice is fuck RuPaul. Fuck that. Celebrate who you are and you can succeed as a trans queen or king or any kind of performer you want to be. Just be a big old tranny and fuck RuPaul and whoever else tries to knock you down.
Yes, and you seem very fun and energetic about the whole thing. What inspires your drag and that outlook?
That's a great question. I'm really inspired by weird stuff, honestly. Like content on YouTube or wherever, or TV shows where you're watching it and it's like, what the hell am I watching right now? I'm slightly confused or disturbed or maybe into it. Like that stuff, I'm like, oh, that is so cool. And I love to channel that kind of stuff into what I do. But that's not really my, like, the bubbly, energetic thing you're talking about. That's just my natural presence, I guess. Just when I am performing, I want to first and foremost spread love. And I do that the best I can with my shows. Like when I host my own gigs back, I would always end the night with what I would call a hugging performance, where I'd start out lip sync and doing the thing, and then I would go out into the audience and just give everybody a hug and thank them for coming and being there. And it's just this beautiful moment of joy and unity and togetherness. And that's what I want to do with my drag, is help people feel welcome and loved.
That's a really beautiful message. And if you could have one dream project and you could spread that love, how would you?
Oh, that's such a hard question because I have so many dream projects. I have ideas for so many like horror movies or things like that I'd love to do. I've written so many songs I'd love to record. Like it would be a dream to work with John Waters in any capacity. And just, I would love to be in a Miley Cyrus music video. I got like a big old lesbian crush on Miley, and oh, I would just love to be there working with her. Oh, yes.
That would be amazing. I would love to see that. But I see that you are on Twitch a lot and you are in that gaming community. What draws you to Twitch and that platform?
Twitch is a really fun platform. It's really become the nexus of digital drag. Twitch became a great platform for streaming, for doing these digital drag shows. On top of it, like you said, it's also a great platform for gaming. I have always been a huge gamer. I love playing games of all sorts, and Twitch and YouTube, or I can just share these videos and these games that I love with other people.
That's awesome. Well, I would love to see you on Twitch and seeing you playing the games, doing your drag, because I see you do a lot of drag shows. Is there anything that we haven't got to talk about today that you want to mention?
In addition to doing drag and all that, I have been editing videos. I've been doing video editing for over a decade now. I have a lot of experience from that, starting with making lip sync music videos with my friends in high school. So like this drag is like kind of like made for me almost. And recently I've started offering my video editing services for people wanting to make digital drag videos or any sort of videos for that matter. I'm available for your video editing needs.
Yes, well, we'll definitely hit you up if we need anything and let everybody know where they can find you at.
Yes, I am on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and everywhere. My social medias are always the same. It's Say Kevvie, CESTKEVVIE.
Amazing. Well, we'll go and follow your social media accounts. It's been a pleasure talking to you tonight.
Yeah, you too. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for coming, and you have yourself a great night.
You too. Mwah.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, JKV, for coming. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that other YouTube stuff. So, bye, bae.